Okay, welcome back everyone. It is LaughNgamez here. I am back with another Starcraft 2 1 versus 1 replay cast. Gonna be doing another one of these Alphastar videos, and it's not just one 1v1 replay cast. It's gonna be at least 2 up to 3, as I'm gonna be doing another one of these best of 3s. Alphastar versus humanity. Humans versus the Terminator, whatever you want to call it. The Terminator in this match number 1 happens to be playing Protoss. Alphastar, the mean machine when it comes to Starcraft 2. And in the bottom left, it is the Masters Terran player going to be taking on Alphastar. Alphastar seems to do pretty well versus most of the Masters players that I casted against. But I'm not sure if that's just because they're Masters players or because they're shorter games. It seems, I think anyway, that Alphastar might get the majority of its wins in, or not necessarily the majority of its wins. I think Alphastar loses most of the longer games, whereas in the shorter games with like a timing attack or something, it usually does pretty darn well, I think. Now, I'm not sure if that's a rule or not, so we'll see how well Alphastar is going to do against this Terran player, as it immediately begins harassing his SCV. Oh, Alphastar, what a jerk. Just a big jerk. That SCV is going to have to retreat away from that pesky probe. If we pull up the production tab there, we see ourselves a Nexus coming out for Alphastar. Gateway, Nexus, Cybercore, the usual Protoss order of things. And then just the Terran player going for a Reaper expand. Good normal stuff. Terran player will see that Alphastar is sending its probe home as well, which is nice, not having to worry about a probe out on the map. That's also just a very little thing, which he may or may not be tipped off about. So we'll see if he sends that Reaper right across the map or looks for a probe. Alphastar doesn't seem to take too much damage from early cheese or anything like that. It seems to have perfect timings for defending most common builds. An Adept is on the way here for Alphastar, and the Stargate as well. The Stargate will get spotted immediately by this Reaper, which is nice for the Terran as this Reaper runs on in and tosses down a grenade. Going to be working away on some of those probes. Not going to get any, though, as this Adept finishes up for Alphastar, and the Reaper has to head on home. The Adept as well is immediately going to begin crossing the map as Alphastar is chrono boosting out a second in order to defend it. Really does seem to enjoy its Adepts in PvT, more so than, say, normal Protoss, I think. Most Protoss, I think, will maybe make like 1 Adept, whereas Alphastar pretty consistently, it seems, makes like 2, 3 Adepts. Reaper still hanging out for this Terran player. Alphastar taking some shots there from that bunker. Oracle on the way for Alphastar. Of course, it has been spotted. So this Terran player shouldn't be surprised at all by this. Now, in goes the Reaper. It's going to begin working away on a probe. We'll see if it's able to get it. Alphastar does a good job pulling them away. He immediately begins targeting another probe. Doesn't even get a single probe, though. So, well done by Alphastar. Just that Oracle pops out. It immediately turns on its pulsar beam. And Alphastar turns that off to begin building up the energy once more. But yeah, so far, Alphastar just playing a pretty normal PvT. Gonna poke in with this Adept. Maybe it can get an SCV. Oh, this SCV needs to run. Run, boy, run. No, that's already 1 dead SCV. A nice pickoff for the Adept. Another Adept apparently was in the main base. I didn't even see that one. That Adept will get picked off. This one is also shading into the main, but is it gonna shade right into a Widowmine? Yes, it will. Alphastar tries to micro that Adept a little bit, but it dies pretty much right away. Now, in goes the Oracle as well, though. This could make things a little bit tough for the Terran player. A Viking has popped out, though. The Oracle running out of energy. It might even die. This is looking pretty good for the Terran player. As I say that, though, I mean, just the general macro is really falling behind here. 8 SCVs, as a matter of fact, have died in total, so the damage has actually been a lot more than I seem to have thought, and these 2 Adepts now shading in. I was going to say the Terran was doing a pretty good job defending us. No, we've actually seen a lot of SCVs die here. Yeah, this is looking quite painful for the Terran, as those Adepts even shade on out a little bit. They will kill those Marines and then get on out. The Viking will land, ensuring that Adept dies. But this is a very, very tough spot now for the Terran player. Alphastar is just dabbing on these Masters players. I hate to say it, as I just hate to, but it's pretty accurate to describe what's actually going on. The Terran player has lost so many SCVs. Alphastar comes in with its oracles, fries up a few more. 15 SCVs gone down 5 minutes into the game. 22 SCVs to 49 probes. Alphastar good at making workers, also good at killing him this game. And this Terran player seems so far away from getting up a meaningful push as well that I really don't know what he's going to do. I mean, he might just go into like mass Marine production or something and then just go in with stim +1 and hope that you can kill your opponent. But the economy just of this Terran player is just no good. It is no bueno. The Liberator is going to be getting a bit of harassment off. Kills itself a few probes, but or like 2 probes. Okay, not enough probes there. And this Terran player just can't even afford to be producing non-stop. Getting supply blocked now. Yeah, it's tough. It's sad days, tough days, whatever you want to call it. Alphastar making Phoenixes now. Because why not? It knows Phoenixes are pretty good at shutting down any air units, any drops, things like that. Combat Shield is on the way for the Terran, so I mean, he is going to lead into a potential timing here, firing up a few Marauders, firing up some Widow Mines, but I think it really does just all have to be about just like Mass Marine, A-move, hope the Protoss hasn't consolidated enough to defend this, but the fact that there's going to be charge done here for the Protoss is going to make this Terran player's attack almost just destined to fail, it would seem. And this is looking pretty good for Alphastar here, as the supply is in the favor of the Protoss. The worker count is doubling that of the Terran. And yeah, this is real rough here for the Masters Terran. I mean, he's getting up Widow Mines. He's got up a good chunk of bio medivacs on the way out now. Like, it's got to be time to go if you're the Masters Terran right now. And he is going to move out with his bio while rallying out more. Stim about to finish up. Combat Shield about to finish up. +1 about to finish up. This is going to be a pretty strong attack moving on in. But we already see Alphastar even firing up a Disruptor. It's got out a good number of Zealots. A very good number. 17 Zealots out. And this bio is going to have a tough time getting anything done. It's going to have to be some very nice Widowmine connections. The Terran player scans this. He's just going to give it. He's going to say, right here I go. Today's the day I probably die, but he's going to give it the good old college try as he moves in. His bio is having to retreat. Widowmine's hit one of the Zealots. A good connection so far. There's more mines in position, but this Terran player needs to make something happen here. The +1 is a factor for him. Going to help him deal more damage, but there's even the Disruptor. Does Alphastar use it? Does it fire? I mean, the Widowmines get pretty good shots on the Zealot. The Terran player going to begin kiting back as more bio is rallying out. But the fact that there's Phoenix and Disruptors means that he just has to retreat endlessly. His army is just getting picked off while his +1 is allowing him to focus down the Zealots. There's just too many, and this Terran player just got wrecked by Alphastar. I mean, those units are retreating. I must have missed it at the start of the game in which he lost a few more SCVs. But this is just, yeah, bad news bears for humanity as Alphastar is just... This is like the 3rd or 4th game I've cast in a row of Alphastar just winning versus humans. So, ladies and gentlemen, make sure to press that like button on this video. Let's try and break 33 likes, as the timer is at 833. 833 would be a bit ambitious, but we'll take the 33 if we can hit it. So, I'll be back in the next game. Alright, here we are in another PvZ this time, and we're gonna see if Alphastar is able to take this one. I mean, I did say before that I think it wins the earlier games, so we'll see if this game is gonna be longer, and if that will maybe change the outcome. It is taking on another Masters Protoss, though. Alphastar has kind of just been wrecking Masters players left and right. I don't know if... I think I've maybe seen like one Masters player beat the final iteration of Alphastar, but it's pretty tough to do. It is a tall order to beat Alphastar. I myself, I'm a Masters player, but I don't think I could do it, to be honest with you. Maybe after like 100 games, but In the current, don't think so. Alphastar is having its natural block, so it goes right into a quick pool. It really doesn't have an issue with this. It's like, whatever. I'm a robot. I'll just do my next job. Meanwhile, the Protoss player is going to keep blocking this location, being a pain, blocking the hatchery. Eventually, the probe probably will go into the main to try and confirm that it is a pool. But then we even see, oh man, this Protoss is trying to go full dirtiness to Alphastar. Alphastar wants to get up that hatch, but I don't know if it will. It's going to be close. Yes, it does. Okay, that would have been worse for the Protoss if Alphastar, or it would have been much worse for Alphastar if it also had that hatchery blocked. Now, that third hatch is on the way. The Protoss player cancels the pylon, of course. And then 6 lings get fired up. We'll need to see a Cyber Core, need to see a Zealot, probably, based on the fact that 6 lings are going to be crossing the map. Really makes the Protoss player have to react a little bit earlier than they'd like. Even a pylon getting thrown on up just to ensure that this is a full wall off. Those lings are on the way out now, though, and there hasn't even been a Zealot started. There we go. Zealot's now on the way, but this is going to be a close one. Okay, Alphastar turns around. I definitely think that that if those lings had ran across, they might have been able to make it before the Zealot. Either way, though, the Protoss player on point, having a probe in the wall, making sure that all of his bases are covered, as he's looking to beat Alphastar here. Now, he doesn't know it's Alphastar. Honestly, and if I think I played Alphastar, I wouldn't want to know it. I would not. I'd rather be in ignorance is bliss. Because I'd just get so, like, my mind would be like, it doesn't react like a person. I don't understand. I can't tilt Alphastar. And I honestly think that tilting your opponent is a big, big part of playing Starcraft 2. As, like, it's all about just throwing your opponent off, not just going through the motions. Robo on the way here for the Masters Protoss, going into that before any other tech. I believe Alphastar has spotted this. No, it actually hasn't, so it doesn't know about the Robo. The Adept is going to be shading out for the Protoss player. And even the Zealot moving out. Oh, okay, this is interesting. Okay, that was a mistake. I was wondering if the Zealot move out was a misclick. It was indeed. Now we see a Stalker on the way. Don't know if it's going to be out in time, though, to shut down this Overlord, which is scouting out. Lings as well are going to try and get on in. The Robo so far remains undetected. A very nice corner pick. And these 2 Adepts actually going to shade on in. I didn't realize that the Protoss player left with 2 Adepts, but he's going to be able to start killing off some drones. Getting actually a pretty good amount versus Alphastar right now. See, that's like 5 drones going down. Probably going to be 6. Maybe 7. Yeah, no, just 6. But 6 for 2 is pretty darn good. It's definitely more than the average. More than what you'd expect. So a nice move there from the Protoss player. We also indeed see a Warp Prism on the way, which is a little bit early, I feel. I mean, this is a very, very early Prism. More gateways getting thrown on up. We will see what the Protoss player is going to do with this, though. Warp Gate is done. That's going to begin swapping over. There we go. Looks like the Zealot and the Stalker get loaded on up here. They're going to fly right on over these lings, though. So this is a bit curious. And now all of a sudden we've got this Protoss player looking to push on into Alphastar, going into a third base behind it. So this is just like a light, feigned aggression coming from the Protoss player. We'll see. Maybe he'll warp in like 2 Adepts with this. No, he doesn't even have the money. He's actually supply block 2. So just going to be looking for a new position here. And I think Alphastar should be safe. I mean, there isn't a lot of units out for Alphastar, though, so with another 2 Adepts warping on in, this could be some potential damage getting done by the Protoss. Do these Adepts shade? Yes, they do. They're going to hope to find their way into the natural, but they don't actually move, so they are just going to have to try and get some drones in the main base. The Zealot is buffering a little bit. Drones are starting to get picked off. Alphastar even microing, though. Damaged drone into that Spore Crawler. The Prism gets shooed away. An Overlord or 2 are getting picked off, along with like another 2 drones, I think. But nothing really comes out of that aggression from the Protoss. Not surprising either, since it wasn't a big commitment. We are seeing this Protoss player going to be macroing up versus Alphastar this game. He's got Immortals and Sentries to defend back at home. And yeah, just really macroing up. I mean, his worker count is very good compared to the Zergs. Alphastar is getting up a 4th base, yes, but the pressure is still on the Zerg player. These Adepts probably want to get saved. Looks like they won't, though, so sad times to be an Adept. Alphastar cleans up that harassment. At this point, I think the harassment really is just diminishing returns for the Protoss. Now, there's also no Twilight Council, I'd like to point out. For the Masters player, he is just throwing up a Forge now, building yet another Immortal, but there's actually nothing that is really techy for this Protoss player. He's got his Prism, he's got his 2 Immortals, he's maybe looking to move out onto the map. This push could be an interesting thing, but it is only off the back of 5 gateways, so I don't think that this would be like an actual push coming out of the Protoss player, as it's not really a precise timing. There's not really like a 3 base into 5 gateway timing attack or anything like that. This Protoss player, though, is going to put the pressure on a little bit, but once again, he finds himself pretty darn supply blocked, so not going to have a lot going for him. Throws up a Twilight, throws up another Forge now, so really not going for any of the aggression. Just going to nab himself a queen or 2. Really has to be careful not to overextend, though, as well this game. And we take a look here. Ling's now getting into the natural. Looks like an Adept's going to be warping on in to help try and clean this up. The shield battery helping out as well. But damage is getting dealt to the Protoss. That probe count going to go down further. And Ling's now going to run into the main base. Adepts are there to greet them, though. Going to try and shut this down. But oh boy, Alphastar is looking to turn on the aggression here. We have seen a few Roaches and Ravagers made, but a ton of Lings made behind this. Alphastar going to be going for an attack. And dare I say, when Alphastar knows, it knows. So it's going to be looking to push on into its opponent. It's going to be looking for a kill move. And Stalkers getting warped on in are not going to help out versus the mass amount of Lings that Alphastar has made. There's a gateway wall, but this Protoss army, I don't know if it's going to be able to stand up versus this much Zerg, which is coming its way. The Protoss player has so many Lings heading towards his natural. He's going to try and react to this, but this just was a classic 1-2. Alphastar now moving towards the natural. So many Lings are running on in. The Roaches and Ravagers moving on in too. Massive amounts of damage going to be getting dealt to this Protoss player. Now, the Protoss player may still be able to clean this up since I think he does have the superior army, but his base, his state of affairs is just not good. Things have really been thrown into disarray. +1 finishes for the Protoss army, but he is just everywhere trying to clean this up. Alphastar just out multitasking this Protoss player and just shrekking him, basically. Like, the Protoss player just dropped 40-odd workers or so. 57 probes have died this game. Meanwhile, Alphastar doesn't skip a beat, macroing behind this, making a ton of Roaches, a ton of Ravagers, and is probably just laughing. This Protoss player was going up to shields even, getting +2 on the way, but now he has no economy to back this up. His army supply, while not terrible, is still behind here. Sentries are going to try and help out, try and close this a little bit, but Roaches coming in for a flank. These Immortals, high precious cargo, are going to have to be microed excellently, and I just don't know if we're going to be seeing that enough in order to stop all these Roaches, all these Ravagers. The Protoss player going to try and push out here, but his third is under fire. His economy is just gone. It's just desolate pretty much at this point. The third is going to be falling. Alphastar he's put another one in the bag. He's done it. He's just wrecking Masters players. Alphastar, I know like it never reached the top of the ladder, but it reached pretty darn high, and it is clearly just shutting down Masters players at every step of the way. It's really impressive how well this AI is playing. These Immortals are going to die, and GG, Alphastar, just like that. I mean, I update the score 2-0 yet again. I mean, this was just another one of these best of 3s. But I'm going to have to, like, find some new replays or something soon. I wonder how long Alphastar's win streak can go on. Like, I've just been choosing some replays at random, as I usually do, and it is just devastating here. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you enjoyed watching Alphastar just devastate these players, make sure to press that like button. Let's try and hit, I don't know, like 33 likes. That seems to be a good number. And yeah, if you made it to the end of this video, you're new to the channel, but you haven't subscribed, make sure to press that subscription button, as I do put out a lot of these Alphastar videos, other Starcraft 2 as well. I will see you next time. Thanks for watching.